Yeah, morning guys. Questions being raised this morning by some key figures about the interpretation of that legislation and the behaviour of the Metropolitan Police. Now, this all relates to changes to the Public Order Act that came into force just a few days before the coronation that made it illegal for protesters, for demonstrators to lock themselves to inanimate objects. And that if the police had reasonable grounds, reasonable suspicion, if they had evidence that protesters were carrying equipment that would enable them to lock on to an inanimate object, that they were therefore grounds for arrest. Now, Graham Smith, the chief executive of the anti-monarchy group Republic, was arrested and detained for 16 hours after police, along with 5 or 6 other members of his group, on suspicion of having these devices. But this morning, they were. I should add, he was then released without charge, and now the Metropolitan Police have expressed regret about his arrest, but they haven't said sorry for the arrest themselves. They've expressed regret that he wasn't able to make the demonstration, I should say, but not about the actual arrest itself. Now, he said that he's consulting lawyers about taking legal action against the Metropolitan Police. The ex-Greater Manchester Police Chief, Sir Peter Fahey, has said this morning that poor police officers were left to interpret the law passed only a few days ago, and that the law itself was poorly defined and too broad. The Conservative MP David Davis has called for the law to be scrutinised by the Home Affairs Select Committee as well. And just to read you a couple of quotes from Graham Smith himself, who was speaking to the media earlier today. He said that if the officers did have intelligence, their intelligence, they were either lying or incompetent, because there was never any discussion, thought, email, message, anything that suggested any intent by his group to cause any sort of disruption. That they'd been liaising with the force for months before the demonstration. He said that the force had told his group that they repeatedly said right up until Friday that they had no concerns about our protest plans, that they were well aware of what we were going to do, and that they would engage with us and not disrupt us. Now, Labour have said that they wouldn't consider wholesale changes to the law and repeal those changes that were made, but they have been seeking clarity from the Metropolitan Police, as has the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. The government, though, say it is the right legislation and was needed to target a tiny and very selfish minority who were out to cause chaos. And they say that they have got the balance right, but have said that the Met was right to apologise if mistakes were made. So questions over the interpretation of the law and, of course, the law itself.